friends, Goddess of Awesome here, and today's Tuesday, and I did my boot camp this morning. It was really challenging to get up today. I went for a night ride last night. I made you a video at the end of that ride. My lighting was awful, but I'm going to probably post it anyways. I can't recreate what I do. You know, I'm just free-flowing, free-balling. None of this is scripted, you know, and to recreate what I did, I can't do it the same twice, you know. So you're going to get that video. It's kind of shadowy shades on my face. So I went on a night ride last night. It was supery dupery awesome, full of high octane rocket fuel on my outstandingly fabulous lollipop, rose water chamomile lollipop. It's just absolutely delicious. I take her on night rides because she's gray, and I love a gray horse. Actually, I want to breed for grays. I know there's a lot of equine people out there going, oh my God, oh, the health issues. Yeah, you know, some grays can have some health issues, right, with their skin. They're very sensitive to the sun. Big reason why I take my big lollipop out at nighttime. You know, my barn is extremely covered. You know, in time when I can afford, you know, to move to a new property, I will absolutely be having a covered arena, you know, make sure everything's shady. You know, I have a Cremello also. He's not here yet. I mean, he's been home, but he's at the trainer. So any of my babes who are supery dupery light skinned, now take extra good care of them as best I can. You know, and I think a gray is absolutely gorgeous, you know, and I don't think there's enough of them on the planet. I would love a gray driving team, you know, maybe 4 or 6, you know, I don't know. They're luscious. That's what I call my herd. My herd, their nickname is the Lusciouses. Right? Because each and every single one of them is luscious and extremely lollipop. She's a queen's horse, you know. She looks like a queen's horse. She looks like the horse, you know, Prince Charming would ride up on. You know, she's absolutely a dream fairy tale. It's hard to believe she's real, you know, and she is. So that was awesome. Went on an amazing ride with Lollipop and Xena last night. They both got a run for their money, you know. Lolly had a lot of energy, so Xena had to keep up, and trust me, Xena had no problem trying to do that, right? She loved it. So today's Tuesday. I did my boot camp on Tuesday. We do boot camp on Tuesdays and Fridays, and boot camp's kind of new to us. You know, we just started in January, and I've been out for 4 weeks, so you know, definitely try to bring it, you know, as best I could. Try not to show that I'm struggling, you know, try not to give in to the pain, especially mentally, you know. I got the name of that awesome chick who I sat next to in Sunday class. Her name's Brianna. She's really beautiful, and her name, I love it, Brianna. What a gorgeous name. And she has a really good friend, Jenna. So I've seen Jenna in class a whole bunch of times. I had gotten her name before, but, you know, it's sometimes hard to remember everybody's name. So boom, I got them now. Never forget their names again. I love to address people by their name when I see them in class. Like I ran into Mark, you know, I was running to class because I made it to class a couple minutes late, like 3 or 4, probably 4 minutes late. And I thought Mark was coming to boot camp. He's like, no, he's going to spin. You know, it's so hard to choose between 2 great teachers. You know, I want to do Richard's class at 5:45. I love Richard, you know. But they make us choose. I wish they wouldn't do that. I wish they put them back to back, because I'd clobber both those classes, you know. So met up with, you know, seen Mark in the parking lot, and I saw Freddie in class, and Amishka. I didn't get to say hi to Amishka. You know, sometimes I don't get to say hi to everybody because there's not enough time, and sometimes they leave. You know, it's morning, so people have to go to work, you know. I'm at work right now too, my new work. I'm so excited that this is my new work. So I wanted to speak about something important. Hercules today taught, you know, the boot camp, And at the end of class, especially this class, because, you know, I went riding last night, I used my inner abductors, I used my glutes, I use a lot. You know, you're using your core when you're riding a horse. You know, any equestrian out there, if you want to improve your seat, oh my gosh, just start working out a little bit, get your core going, get your, you know, say hello to your glutes a little bit. Your seat will improve so much. I use nothing practically to stay on my horse. You know, I know exactly the most minimal muscles that I need to, you know, access. I'm not gripping for dear life with my legs, you know. But that said, you know, riding a rocket last night, you know, Lollipop was full of piss and vinegar, so I definitely had to hold on tight. You know, that's why I use stirrups with her, rightfully so. You never know when she's going to spring over something. It's really fun. So, you know, stretching at the end of class, when your muscles are warm, that's a great time to stretch. You should probably always stretch after a workout. And before one too, if you want to make sure you don't get injured, if you want to speed up the toning process, stretch before. You know, every dancer in dance class, you know, classical dance of any branch, you know, the jazz, ballet, modern, we stretch before, right? Why do we do that? We do that so we don't injure ourselves. You know, we're athletes, dancers are athletes, and we're accessing all sorts of muscles and tendons and tissues, and you know, we don't want to be, we love what we do, you know, we love the expression of dance, you know, so we stretch before and after, you know. Going to dance school a few years back was one of the best things I could have ever done for myself, and the minute that I'm financially free from requiring, you know, every day giving my time up for money in exchange, you know, I'm going to be in dance school. I'll be making videos for you. I'll be taking you to dance school. We'll do it together, you know. I can't wait. So after class, I drop down to the floor to stretch, right? It's a fabulously silky, smooth floor. You know, I can just get there so fast, you know. There's not like carpet. It's kind of slowing you down a little bit. So I took that opportunity with my dogs. You know, I love my dogs so much, but it's hard to stretch around them. They think it's party time. You know, I'm down on the floor and they're like, woohoo! You know, they get in between my legs and then I can't bend and I can't get the spots I need to stretch, you know. And sometimes I put them up, like right now I put them up, you know. But, you know, I love my dogs, so I kind of deal with it, you know, them mauling me while I'm trying to stretch, you know. So I take the advantage of stretching in class after because, A, my muscles are just all warmed up, especially my hamstrings were talking to me, you know. Got back in the gig. What is this, day 4? So Sunday, Saturday, no, I did Saturday. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I'm 4 days back into my hardcore regime or regiment. So Hercules brought something up at the end of class. Well, everybody was gone and I was stretching. I don't know how we got on the subject. Oh, I think I had apologized to him or had mentioned to him, I hope I didn't offend you yesterday, because it was his birthday yesterday in class, and in the middle of class, I was like, hey, since it's your birthday, do we all get to spank you? You know, and everybody giggled, right? We all thought that was funny, and it was funny. You know, he probably should be spanked for his birthday. Everybody should have at least, you know, a loving, not hard, you know, or maybe not, you know, if you're not into spanking. You know, I dated somebody a few years back who went overboard with that, and I absolutely do not enjoy a hard spanking or even any kind of spanking. You can pat me. Pats are okay. But a hard spank, no, it's not okay, you know. Someone who pushes your boundaries and doesn't respect your wishes, that's someone to get the hell away from, you know. So I had to get the hell away from him. You know, he turned a good thing into something bad, you know, by not practicing self-restraint, self-control, discipline. You know, he pushed it too far, and he didn't have any kind of, he didn't have a slow down lever, you know, or he didn't have brakes. It was definitely a runaway train. I'll speak to you about that in another video. You know, in my book, there's a chapter about runaway trains, you know. So it's never fun to hang out with someone who doesn't have self-control, you know. Could be dangerous. Could absolutely be dangerous. So, you know, I apologize to Hercules. Like, I'm like, hey, you know, I hope you didn't find it sexually harassing, that I mentioned, about spanking you yesterday. And he just shrugged it off, right? He was like, no, he's like, Sarah, that's not a problem. I'm like, cool. I just wanted to let him know, I didn't mean anything by it, like, bad. I wasn't trying to make him feel uncomfortable or put him on the spot. Maybe I was trying to put him on the spot a little bit. I mean, it was his birthday, but I wasn't trying to be rude or insensitive about anything, and so, after he said, nah, Sarah, it's okay, and I'm like, okay, cool, because, we're friends, he's my teacher, I really respect him as my teacher, there's a teacher-student rapport, we also have a friendship rapport, we're not best friends, we don't hang out, he doesn't invite me places, he came over one time with his kid to ride my horse. That's cool, you can come ride my horse anytime, I love children to experience the beauty of my horses, so, and he's got a great kid with a lot of tenderness, really good kid, he's raising his kid up great, so it's a pleasure to spend time with a child like that, So after I had mentioned the sexual harassment thing, he brought up a friend of his who does not live in Los Angeles. I'm not sure where she's located. Probably somewhere maybe in the nation. I don't know. He's from the Virgin Islands, so maybe she could be there. But she had Facebooked a message about, she's recently got back into the gym and she has a trainer, and her trainer's kind of pushing the envelope a little bit, in an unsavory way, right? That she's obviously she took to Facebook to vent a little bit, maybe get some insight from her peers, and, Hercules read me her post, and it was about her trainer commenting too much, right? Commenting too much on her physique, touching her too much. There's an appropriate touch in a gym with your instructor, and there's obviously a fine line you don't cross. People need to feel safe when you're at a gym. We want to feel safe everywhere we go. Everywhere. We want to feel safe at work. We need to. We need to feel safe in a dance club if that's what you're going to do. We need to feel safe in the grocery store, right? We need to feel safe at the gas station. We need to feel safe in the gym, especially in the gym, because we're squatting and we're accessing our body and we're doing positions. We don't need anybody leering at us, and with laser beam eyes undressing us, mentally, having their way with you in their mind, energetically, you can feel that, right? How many of you have ever felt this before? You can feel energetically, you can feel when somebody is just looking at you, right? If somebody starts looking at you for too long, for too hard, don't you notice? You look at them back like, what the hell? What the hell, So you know what that is. You know what that feeling is. You're aware of that, We're going to talk more about that because I feel like that's a stepping stone to understand other energies and be energy sensitive, So you are already energy sensitive. Absolutely. You're born with all these feelers in your aura, in your energy field, all these receptors. That, and you can also transmit, right? You receive energy and we can transmit it, So Hercules was, shared her story, and then he shared his response, which he just had such a great response. He's a really good guy, a really great guy. I feel very fortunate to have crossed paths with him and to be his student, have him be my trainer, he brings out the best in me, I want to give it my all because I know what I'm capable of, and that's another reason why I like to meet everybody and get everybody's names, because I charge into it, I'm balls to the wall kind of thing, I don't want to intimidate anybody. I want to include everybody to, let's all go balls to the walls together. That's going to look different for everybody, right? Everybody's at their own level of fitness. Not everybody can go woo, full throttle immediately. We work up to that. You should never be jumping in the deep end of the pool right away with physical exertions, physical workouts. You need to ease into that, build up to it. The more you do, the more you can do. And you'll know when you can do more because for some reason it starts becoming easier, and you're almost surprised, like, oh my God, I can't believe that was easy today, or I could do that better, or I didn't struggle as much, you know. So these are all good things. You know, with talking about sexual harassment a little here and there, and Hercules just, you know, had a seat. He was just doing his thing. He wasn't leering at me while I was stretching. You know, I'm spread eagle basically. You know, I'm flipping the splits left and right. You know, I'm trying to get my hamstrings as best I can. You know, I'm an equestrian. I obviously kick butt in his spin class. He just tore us up in his boot camp. You know, you got to stretch. So he was cool to chill out with me for a minute, share some ideas and thoughts, you know. And then we had Linda walked in. I think she probably had just finished Richard's class, and she got him mad. And she was like, hey, am I late? You know, obviously class is over. And Hercules has a great sense of humor. He's like, hell yeah, you're early, girl. You're early for Friday. Get on in here. So she dropped down to the floor and she stretched a little bit as well. I was wrapping up my stretching at that point. You know, I love meeting people's names. I remember meeting her in Richard's class, you know. I love to remember them as best I can. I think sometimes I surprise people. You know, on Sunday when I didn't get Brianna's name, and I should have, you know, because I try to get a new person's name each day. You know, I did run into Freddie, you know, in the I can't remember, I think it might have been on the way to the bathroom or in the bathroom. And she said hello, and I was like, hello, Freddie, you know. I mean, I think I told her, forgive me if I forget your name wrong. I mean, sometimes it's hard to remember everybody's name, but when I remembered her name and I said, forgive me if I forget your name wrong, but is your name Freddie? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, sweet, you know. I remembered it, you know. I'll never forget it, you know. And also Jackie, I ran into Jackie on Sunday, and when she said hello, you know, it was like almost like a test, you know, like, oh my gosh, I know this girl, I've known her for a long time. Let me access her name. Let me not offend her and say the wrong name. Let me get the right name. And I did. It was Jackie. Love Jackie. Jackie's awesome. I've known Jackie since our other studio that actually unfortunately closed, you know. Then we got all pushed into this new gym that just opened. So, you know, learning people's names, I feel like it creates an equal playing field. You know, they are my equals. I am their equal. You know, nobody's better than the other. We're all human beings. You know, we may all have different ethnic, you know, backgrounds. We all may be in different stages of life, age-wise. You know, we might be in different financial brackets. You know, they might have different work. I mean, look what I do. I do hand jobs. I've been doing hand jobs. I'm moving into a space where I'm not going to have to do that anymore. So, you know, I'm sure they could judge me 7 ways till Sunday if they wanted, and maybe that might happen at some point when people want to, you know, this all surfaces, but hopefully not. You know, hopefully people will still be my friend. I mean, I love them so much. You know, they're the reason I get out of bed. So today, you know, because I went to bed so late, you know, I don't think I made you a video, you know, at the end of my ride, and I think I got to bed probably by like 11:30. I don't think my eyeballs really kind of slowed down and fell asleep till about midnight. And boom, my alarm clock goes off at 4:30. So what is that? It's a four and a half hour nap. That's not enough for me. I'm a 10-hour person, you know, at least 8 hours, 10 hours, somewhere in there. And after a big journey, like what I just came off of, and I haven't had a day of bed rest, which I absolutely should have, and maybe I still probably could use that. There's so much to do right now. I'm busier now than ever. You know, I'm figuring out all sorts of computer things that I don't get, so it's slowing me down a little bit, but I'm going to get faster, right? I'm going to get better. You know, I have my horses that I absolutely need to exercise. Do I need to exercise? They need to exercise more than me almost. You know, a horse, you think about wild horses, they run free, right? They are movers. You know, they're meant to move. You're not meant to stand around and do nothing. Humans, we're not meant to stand around and do nothing either, but especially a horse, you know. So to ride my horse, is it medicinal for me? Yeah, it absolutely is. It's healing for me. It's balancing. It's a whole bunch of good stuff. But it's also medicinal for them, and it's completely unfair for me to not exercise them, right? They require it, they need it. And certainly Lollipop, you know, she opened up a can of whoop ass last night. Popped the top as fresh as possible. and unleashed all her high octane rocket fuel. You know, she needed that space to run free like the wind, you know. And I have a huge backyard. There's an arena, you know, I can lunge them and stuff. It's different when you have no restraints, like you're not in a circle, you're not in an arena, you're not in a cage, you know, you're in a free trail and you can just take off like a freaking bolt of lightning, which is what she did. You know, she needed it, you know. So we all need stuff like that, especially a horse. So for me to take time out of my day to ride my horses, which I'm about to go do, I got pretty for you first. I almost wore my little cowgirl cap, but, you know, I decided to dress up a little. It's kind of fun. I like dressing up. I mean, I'm halfway in my cowgirl stuff. This is my long sleeve. I like to go out in long sleeves. Even if it's a sunny, hot day, I'm going to be covered up. Like this part of my neck, this is too much of my neck. I am almost like my grandma where I take a safety pin and I close this up. You know, I don't want to be a redneck like that. You know, I'm cool with rednecks, you know, I'm cowgirl, I'm all about it. But I don't want to fry my skin, you know, I don't want to quickly age myself. I'm out in the sun a lot, you know. Anybody who's out in the sun, if you want to preserve yourself, cover yourself up, coat yourself in sunscreen, you know. So I have my gems on today, and that's partly to mask that I was doing my eyelashes and my glue hadn't dried all the way, and I sneezed and the glue came down, and boy, when that happens, it will create wrinkles. It will, even if you didn't have one, it will make it look like you do, and if you do, it'll make it worse, you know. So I have a little mask. Sort of. I don't know why I divulged that to you. Well, part of it is because I am going to teach you how to do eyelashes. You know, girls and boys out there who want to know how to do some fabulous eyelashes. You know, I don't think you need to I don't think you need to use medicine to make your eyelashes grow more. I don't know. I don't trust that stuff. You know, probably the glue isn't the best up against your eyeball either, but I'm going to say it's probably better than some of the tinctures or whatever science has created to make things happen for you. You know, science is probably a good thing. You know, science is a great thing, right? Science is great. You know, modern medicine, I question it some. You know, I don't know what happened to why and how. This is a whole nother video. I'm going to say this really quick and just cut it out because I got a horse to go ride. But when did it be okay for pharmaceutical drugs to be advertised on television? How did that become okay? I don't agree with it. Most of the medicines out there who you find on television, within a few years later, you're going to see some kind of log group saying, did you take this, or that? Well, if so, you could be entitled to a humongous cash award because it's causing, you know, bleeding in places it shouldn't. You know, it's damaged your kidneys and liver beyond repair. It could have caused death. You know, when you have an ailment and you take a medicine and the side effects are long and maybe even worse than the original ailment that you had. Come on, people, this is common sense. That's not brain surgery, what I just said to you right now. That's common sense. That doesn't make any sense to me. You know? What happened to the day when you didn't feel good and you went to your doctor and your doctor prescribed something that might help you? Your doctor had a secret. Your doctor knew of something that you didn't know about that might help you. That's all reversed and backwards now. Now, people are being suggested through media, like television commercials and other spots, I'm sure, you know, that you need this pharmaceutical drug, it's going to help you. Oh, by the way, there's 25 things of severe, you know, side effects that might happen. And go talk to your doctor and ask them for this. Why should we be asking for anything? You know, that's pollution. And it's greed. That's greed of pharmaceutical companies pushing their experimental drugs, and I believe they are experimental. Look at the result. If you've taken blah, 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 you're entitled to a humongous, significant cash award because we've realized that those drugs are harmful and detrimental to your overall well-being. That annoys me. I'm going to have to do another video on just that, maybe make it short and brief, you know, but now I think if you're going to heal yourself, if you need healing, probably the best thing to do would be to look to the earth. You know, foods are amazingly, we're going to do some healing with whole foods videos here a little bit later after I ride. You know, herbs. There's a lot of things that grow in the earth, you know, lavender and rosemary and chamomile and, you know, lang lang and bergamot, and there's tons of things out there that could help you, and you don't even have to even ingest some of these sometimes. Just smelling the essential oil and the vibration of these powerful earth remedies can do wondrous things, you know. Now, I'm not trying to say abandon your doctor and forget every medicinal remedy out there. No, there's some things probably that science has created that are absolutely beneficial to humans and mankind. But in general, you know, people pushing pharmaceuticals, pushing, you know, pushing their product on a consumer, almost brainwashing them that, oh, go ask your doctor for this. And then 4 years later, oh, you deserve cash settlement. I mean, that's crap, you know. So we need to be, as a consumer, you know, as a society, we need to be discerning, right? We need to be able to read between the lines, you know, and don't always trust your doctor. I'm sorry to say that, you know. Get your second opinions. Go see a naturopath. Go see a homeopathy person, you know. Go see an herbalist, you know. Go see an acupuncturist. That's where it's at. Acupuncture. Oh my heavens. I gotta do a video on acupuncture for you. It is miraculous. So many, look at the Chinese. Look how they age. They almost don't age, you know. Look, their healing system is ancient. They've been doing it for a long time. Long time acupuncture's been around. You know, I've never heard anybody go into acupuncturist and had to go get a cash settlement because the herbal concoction they gave them caused them some kind of damage, you know. There certainly are herbs out there that can damage you, right? There's some herbs out there you shouldn't probably take, you know. There's an herb out there I can think of right now that promotes the expelling of a womb, you know, almost like a natural abortion. If you take the certain herb, you might lose what you got, you know. Most people don't want that. Some people might find that valuable. I don't know. You know, we don't need poison in our bodies, and some drugs are just that. That's all I wanted to say. So I'm gonna go ride my horse, you know. I had a really great workout. My friend Jen didn't make it today. I'm sad. I knew at some level she probably wouldn't come one day this week because, you know, she has an allotment of time she allows herself off. I think she gives herself off at least 3 days a week, you know. So she came out for Sunday, which is unusual for her, usually a day off. So, and also she's working on a big project right now, and she may not have gotten a lot of sleep last night. And I'm going to try to squeeze in a little nap today because I'm not fully rested either. But she's a mom and she has a full-time job. You know, she handles her house, so I don't know how much she gets to steal a little nap in, you know, take a little nap here and there. So, you know, I almost could have missed because I hit the snooze button too much, you know, and, you know, class starts at 5:30 and I woke up at 5:09 with a, like that, you know. I had been hitting snooze since 4:30. That's a lot of hitting a snooze button. And I think after so long, the phone, it doesn't ring it anymore, you know. So I'm glad I made it. I would have felt very guilty if I hadn't made it. Knowing that she didn't go, I probably would have felt a little okay about that, a little better, you know. But, you know, there's still other people in class I like to show up for, you know. I definitely love to support my instructor, you know, and it's the best way to start the day. And because I didn't miss class, because I did make it to class, I feel energized, I feel good, even though I haven't had a lot of sleep, you know. And also, I don't have the guilt that I didn't do it, you know? So my mind is not going to chatter at me all day. Oh, you didn't do it. Oh, you didn't do it. I can't do that. I can't have my mind talk to me like that. You know, if I do it, then I don't talk to myself like that, right? Then I'm free and clear from negative thoughts coming in and telling me that I didn't do something I was supposed to, you know? So glad I made it to class. I rolled in about 4 minutes late, but hey, better late than never, right? So that's all I had to say for you this morning right now. I'm gonna go ride my little Posy girl. She's kind of my daytime ride. It's worked out that way, and Lollipop's kind of my evening ride. So gonna go take the big dog out for a little walk around the block, go get some fresh air in my lungs, go float a little bit with my Posy girl, and then I'll be back. I'll make you another video. We're gonna do some nutritional stuff today, I think. So anyways, I'm the Goddess of Awesome. Thanks so much for being here with me today. If you found this video valuable at all or you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to know more, please subscribe. And in the meantime, bright blessings and be well.